Hi everyone, we're going to get started. Before we do, I'll just remind you to check if your phones are either on silent or off or watches. We're going to start with a beautiful piece of music that Al's chosen for Gail. Well, I'm not sure you could have picked a more beautiful song to start for your Gail. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here today as we gather to honour and farewell the life of Gail Brenda MacPherson, your Gail. My name is Sarah Foster. Northern Beaches Funerals have had the honour of supporting Gail's extended family a few times now. And we thank you so much for entrusting us with your care and farewell of Gail, but we would like to stop meeting this way. We've gathered here to farewell Gail. I know none of you ever expected to be here today. Many of you perhaps still in shock that this is where you find yourselves. Gail was an active 81 with so much life to live, and yet here we are. This is not the reason Gail would want to bring you all together. In fact, as I learnt, she was a straightforward, no-fuss woman, and she'd probably be shaking her head at all this fuss. But despite being someone who didn't want or need the spotlight on her, it is so important that we take the time out of our lives to be together as the people who loved Gail the most and to honour her life. So while she may not have felt it necessary, we're here to give Gail the farewell she deserves. It was so important that today feels like Gail, that we honour exactly who she was. Al, Paul, David, Kirsty and their families have put so much love and thought into every decision for today, and most importantly have created a truly personal honouring of their wife and mother and grandmother. You can see this beautiful memorial table here. Gail's ashes are here with us in this stunning butterfly urn, chose specially by Al, the Ulysses butterfly reminding him of happy times spent on the Whitsundays, one of their many travelling adventures. Hailing from Scotland, Gail and Al have family and friends from all over the world. And due to the tyranny of distance, not everyone could be here with us today. So I'd like to take a moment to welcome those of you joining us via the live stream. I'd like to especially acknowledge Gail's brother Graham and all of his family, and Al's sisters Kay and Fiona, who's now here, which is amazing, and your families. To each of you joining us via the live stream, welcome to you. We feel you're here with us, and we know you would be here with us if you could. For those of you who are not here in the room, we're gathered at the beautiful Dee Why Surf Lifesaving Club right on Dee Why Beach. Al wanted a place that was special, and being here in Dee Why, overlooking the ocean, felt like the right choice. The last few days have been dark and wet and gloomy in Sydney, but today, as you can see, the sun is shining, and it's as though Mother Nature knew we needed this and that Gail deserved this special day. Today we acknowledge that whilst great sadness accompanies us, we also want to truly honour the life of an extraordinary woman. Gail's death leaves a hole in the lives of so many, especially being so sudden, and it can be hard to find our footing at a time like this when all that around us suddenly feels off balance. What we can know for sure, what we can hold on to and trust, is that Gail lived a big and fulfilling life over her 81 years. We can trust and hold deeply that Gail knew great love, and she was loved greatly. Reflecting on that love for Gail, Al has chosen a beautiful piece of music for us to listen to, a song that meant so much to the two of them. As you listen to the music, to the words that I'm sure you're all familiar with, I invite you to bring to mind your thoughts, your emotions, your memories of Gail and everything that she meant to you. You may like to close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath, and acknowledge the many emotions that you may be carrying. Allow your busy minds to slow down as you bring Gail into your heart. Feel her energy, her warmth, her love surrounding you. Focus on all that Gail's life brought to you, the memories that will be yours to treasure forever. Her love and her friendship for you, her adored family and friends. This moment right now is for you and your Gail. Feel what is in your heart when you think of her and hold on to the joy and the sunshine she radiates, the love she gave. Know that you loved her and that she loved you. May you always know and feel Gail's love. There's a love that's divine, and it shows us mine. What's love? At the end of the day, we should give thanks and praise to one. And I told you lately that I love you. Have I told you there's no one else but you? Fill my heart with gladness, take away all my sadness. Ease my troubles, that's what you do. There's a love that's divine, and it's yours and it's mine. Like the sun. And at the end of the day, we should give thanks and praise to one. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else that love you? Fill my heart with kindness, take away my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. Take away all my sadness, fill my life with gladness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. Take away all my sadness, fill my life with gladness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. I didn't have the honour of knowing Gail, but I'm so thankful to Al and Paul and Dave and Kirsty for spending time with me and sharing their Gail. We sat together in Paul and Kirsty's home, a place that I know Gail spent many happy occasions, a place filled with Gail memories, for family was Gail's everything. And whilst there was indeed great sadness accompanying us as we sat together, there were also moments of happiness and even times of laughter as we spoke about Gail. In fact, there was a lot of laughter. It's impossible not to laugh when Al's around, even at a time of such sorrow. And the way his eyes lit up when he talked about Gail is a sight to behold. Same with the boys. Despite the great pain that they were feeling, love and joy for Gail won out. Just as it should, for Gail was the light of their lives. I loved hearing about Gail. I loved learning all about her. I learned that she was a woman who was happy living a simple life. She didn't want for anything, and she was so happy for the life she lived during her 81 years. She loved the sunshine and the beach. She loved Australia. so different to her native Scotland. She loved cooking, there was food on the table, and she was amazing at a Yorkshire pud. Gail was a truly good woman, and I don't say those words lightly. And I think you'll know what I mean when I say them. Family was Gail's whole world, the most important thing in her life. I learnt that she worried about her family constantly, and if she wasn't worried about them, she was worried about why she wasn't worried. Gail knew the greatest love with Al, and Al knew the greatest love with Gail, a love for the ages. Married for 50 years, they were devoted to one another. Gail also experienced the depth of unconditional mother's love for her two sons, Paul and David. Her boys were her everything. She was mother-in-law to Kirsty, and I know they shared a deep and beautiful bond. And Gail knew the great love of joy of being a grandma to Zach and Isla. When she was with her family, no matter where she was home. Gail was a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a family member and a friend. And today is your opportunity as Gail's family and friends and community to honour her life. And today we will show Gail just how much she mattered to each of us and to this world. So it's now time for my favourite part of today, to hand over to you, the people who knew and loved Gail the most in this world. I'd like to ask close family friend Reese to begin Gail's story, and Reese will be followed by Kirsty with Isla and then Paul. Thanks, Reese.
I feel honoured to stand here today to say a few words about Gail. I know Gail through my best mate Dave, but over the years, Gail's become more than just my best mate's mum. She welcomed me into her home like family. Gail's love for family was so clear. If Dave and I were going out, she would always ask me to look out for him. Every time I'd come around to the house, Gail would always ask how my family is, especially my daughter, which was something that meant a lot to me. I'd also like to mention the bond I had the pleasure of witnessing between Gail and Al. It was a bond of love and devotion. It was built on care, respect, and companionship. Al's exact words to me the other night were, "Reese, I was the luckiest man in the world." Though nothing can ease the pain of losing a partner and a mother, I know that love and support from family and friends means the world to Al, Paul, and Dave. With today being incredibly hard, I hope we can also hold on to gratitude. Gratitude that we were lucky enough to have had Gail in our lives, and gratitude for the memories that will stay with us forever. Rest peacefully, Gail. You will be deeply missed, but never forgotten.
I've been given the honour by Gail and Al's closest friends, Sarah and Jeffy, to speak on their behalf. These are their words, not mine, but I love them. It's hard to put into words what it means to lose a friend like Gail. She was part of our family, loved by our children and grandchildren, and we know she loved them too. We shared so much: our trip to Scotland to see the Loch Ness Monster, our elephant riding in Thailand, and all our different cruises. But it was the many small things that meant so much. Spontaneous road trips, cat sitting, afternoons at the office, long conversations on the phone, and of course cards. Happy Wednesday, beating the boys at Canasta, what a hoot. One of our favourite memories will be our last trip to the Cook Islands only 3 months ago, where we spent hours walking along beautiful beaches, drinking cocktails, and just soaking up the sun. We were so lucky to have that. She loved her boys, Paul and Dave, often telling stories from their youth, which we certainly won't repeat now. She loved music, tennis, black pudding and pretzels, but only the star shapes. Gail was so proud of her family and loved them all so much. Alan, David, Paul and Kirsty, Zach and Isla. We know you will all miss her terribly, as we will. So today we say goodbye to a beautiful, loyal friend who left an imprint on our worlds. We will always be thinking of you. I also have been given the amazing privilege of speaking on behalf of Gail's husband, Al, my father-in-law, my friend. Today, Gail would be blown away to see how many people turned up just for her. And I say rightly so. I know how special Gail was. Thank you all so much for coming. My sister Fiona from Scotland, Rob from the Queensland border, and our extended families from the Central Coast, just to name a few, thank you. I would be humbled if she were here. Gail was a quiet, shy person, never wanted to be fussed over, but in saying that would always accept a door to be opened, a drink to be bought for her car to be filled with petrol, and a coat over her head in the rain. Lucky, I say, she married a gentleman. Her best friends, Sarah and Jeffy, who travelled extensively with us, I know this is hard for you. Scotland, England, Singapore, Thailand, Queensland, New South Wales, and at least 6 or 7 cruises together, and most recently celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary and my 80th in the Cook Islands. What a wonderful time we had. I can't mention you all by name, but thanks so much to Paul and Kirsty for the countless hours they have put in to make this happen. Gail loved the Dee Why RSL, which she called the office. Have some lunch, a flutter, and a cup of coffee. She loved the coffee. Coming home and hoping to have made a profit on her 60-cent bet, you would be surprised with what she could do with the 20. Gail would win more than lose. Gail would talk in her sleep. We could often have full conversations. I would say something and she would answer. I realized very quickly I had to be careful, as when mentioning the next morning, she would remember word for word exactly what was said. I am in shock. 3 months ago, Gail went in for the usual yearly tests and was given a complete clean bill of health. All organs clear. Gail was my everything. I am devastated that today this is goodbye. Even though I feel we did everything we wanted to do, we did have a wonderful life. I just wish we had more time. The only thing saving me this is we will meet again, just not yet. Gail, I am the luckiest man in the world. I met the love of my life. Thank you for making me the happiest I could ever have imagined. Just a few quick words from myself. I can't say I'm not a little angry, but I can say I'm a hell of a lot angry. The grief upon this family we have suffered is unbearable. Gail was one of the good ones. Yes, she was my mother-in-law, but to me, she was a dear friend. You hear the word mother-in-law, and many people, that's a negative. Not me, I scored. My mother-in-law, she was the best. And I can say my father-in-law is not too shabby either. Both always treated me like their own. Sometimes I thought they liked me best. Gail never interfered, never told me how to do things or what to do with Zach and Isla. She always remained impartial. All Gail ever wanted, especially from the kids, was a big hug. Gail, I am privileged and lucky to have known you. I hope I lived up to your expectations of being the daughter you never had. The kids will miss you every day. Once again, I'm not ready to say goodbye, but I will say we will meet again. I love you, Gail.
Good afternoon. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone who's here today and for streaming online, for all the love and support. Al, Dave, Kirsty, Zach, Isla and I are extremely humbled and overwhelmed by the love and support we've received in this time of unimaginable grief. A big thanks to Dad's sister Fiona for making the trip from Scotland to be here with us today. I would also like to thank our family in Scotland who can't make it today but share our grief and pain. I stand here today attempting the hardest thing a son could ever do. I'm saying goodbye to my mother. Sorry. This is a day you know will happen, but you can never prepare for. I cannot begin to explain the gigantic void our family is feeling. In saying that, I'm sure everybody here today feels the same. As everyone knows, I'm Mum's favourite. Sorry, Dave, you allowed me to speak. For example, to me, feelings are strange and sometimes hard to decipher. For example, experiencing amazing highs like the birth of a child, or devastating lows like the loss of the woman who brought you into the world, or as I prefer to say, a lady. Gail Brenda MacPherson came into this world on Tuesday, the 25th of January 1944. Born to George and Molly Pearson, I can safely say, Mum was a daddy's girl. Gail had two siblings, older sister Ellie and younger brother Graham. From a young age, Mum mapped out her entire life in her mind, impressively before she hit double digits. The battle plan was to be independent, start a successful hairdressing business, meet the love of her life, purchase a house, have children, and move to a warmer climate. To her credit, the plan became reality. Completing her hairdressing degree before the age of 20, Mum started her own hairdressing business, aptly named Gail Hair Fashions. Gail then met the love of her life, my father, Alan. After their first date, they were smitten with each other. Al proposed, Gail said yes, and within 6 months of dating, they were married. Mum's work ethic was second to none, refusing to let any customer down. One night prior to New Year's Eve, an employee called to advise she was sick and couldn't work the next day. This was terrible news. The salon had 134 heads booked. In true Mum fashion, she welcomed the challenge. Clients were contacted and appointments were rearranged, starting from 6 a.m. With the help of Sister Ellie rescheduling bookings and Big Al handing out glasses of champagne, Mum cut all 134 heads of hair by herself, finishing around 11 p.m. Her legs were jelly, she was exhausted, but what an achievement. Too tired to attend a New Year's Eve party they were invited to, they headed home. Understandably, Mum was spent. Once home, Al poured Mum her favourite drink, a Bacardi and Coke. After a couple of sips, she got a second wind. They ended up going to the party and were the last to leave. Ring any bells? Mum and Dad were very happy, financially comfortable and riding the wave of success. Now it's time to start a family. Mum loved being pregnant. Most women have a different experience. Mum said she never felt better, she glowed with happiness. I was born first on the 30th of June 1977. Then came David, 15 months later on the 2nd of October 1978. Mum and Dad were ecstatic, the family was now complete. After multiple holidays in Greece, it was decided we would relocate somewhere warmer with beaches. Sydney was recommended by a family friend. Relatives June and John immigrated to Australia and lived on Bondi Beach. They were more than happy to show Mum and Dad how good Australia was. After examining the map, it was agreed 2 weeks was plenty of time for this exploration. 2 flights were booked to Sydney, leaving David and I with family in Scotland. The itinerary was planned as follows. Day 1, land in Sydney, buy a van, drive to Brisbane. Day 2, drive from Brisbane to Cairns, then in the afternoon, make their way to Darwin. Darwin to Broome, then venture to Perth. Perth to Adelaide. Day 5, Adelaide to Melbourne, with a quick detour to Uluru. Day 6, from Uluru, navigate west-east to Melbourne. Day 7, then round up the trip from Melbourne to Sydney. The second week would be spent exploring Sydney's beaches and, of course, finding a house to buy near the beach. Unfortunately for Al and Gail's planning, the map was not to scale. This is the actual itinerary. Day 1, land in Sydney, purchase an orange combi van, drove to the Central Coast, absolutely exhausted. Day 2, they then travelled to Nelson Bay before accepting Australia was way bigger than first thought. staying in Nelson Bay for 2 nights, then driving back to Bondi, where they spent the remainder of the holiday. Their minds were made up. The MacPhersons were moving to Sydney. 3 months ago, Sarah and Jeffy helped celebrate a combined 50th wedding anniversary and Al's 80th in the Cook Islands. They had the time of their lives. Suddenly, at 8:30 p.m, Monday, the 1st of September, Mum passed away. The world, as I knew it, changed forever. This was sudden and unexpected. I feel we've been robbed of at least 10 years. To say I'm pissed off is a huge understatement. The loss we are feeling is unmeasurable and unfathomable. My unconditional, invisible, indestructible, fiercely protective security blanket has been taken from me. The MacPherson and Wilson families have endured a lifetime of pain and heartache in a very short time. As Kirsty and I say to Zach and Isla, this isn't normal. During these hard times, our family have discovered how strong we are, especially the children. The grief is hard enough for adults to digest. I'm exceptionally proud of Lucas, Chloe, Ben, Zach, and Isla. It's easy to implode and blame each other in times of tragedy. I'm proud to say our families still piss each other off as much as we did before. Okay, back to Mum, or as I call her, my wee darling. She was a stunning, proud, honest, loyal, and loving. A mother, wife, sister, cousin, grandmother, and mother-in-law. She was our matriarch. She exercised regularly and ate like a bird. It goes without saying, these were traits adopted by the MacPherson men. Always immaculately presented, Mum took great pride in her appearance and figure. And why wouldn't she? She was a goddess, an 81-year-old going on 65. Mum and Dad found their soulmates, deeply in love with each other, now and forever, because love never dies. I'm anointed to have the support of my father, brother, wonderful wife, beautiful children, friends and family. Without that, this would be impossible. As I'm reading this, I still can't comprehend she's gone. I've come to realise I feel this way because Mum did her job way too well. That realisation fills me with pride, comfort, and unwavering love. I'm forever grateful and extremely lucky to say Gail Brenda MacPherson is my biggest supporter, mentor, best friend, and most of all, my mum. Thank you for everything. I'll love you forever. Goodbye, Mum.
You all did Gail so proud with those beautiful tributes. It is a wonderful labour of love, trying to choose which photos will be used to honour a life. Gail's family have gone through the archives, which in this case includes the many, many, many photo albums that Gail and Al had of their life, their family, their friends and their adventures. I know you will agree they've done an amazing job choosing which photos out of the hundreds and hundreds. So I'd like to present to you Gail's life in pictures.
Sailing across the sea, I am always thinking of you. You are to me. You are my hero. while there are there, it will grieve me. You are equal to me. You are my heroes. You are mighty. You must be what you have to be. We must find out what we need. You are equal to me. I don't know what day it was when you walked into the room. I said hello, I noticed you said goodbye too soon. Breezing through the high spinning arms that were so lyrical. I really must confess, right? The attraction was pure vision. I took all those habits and colors that I really were hard to accept. The fashion sense, beards and prints, I went from to accept. Things in the Dutch accent, you try to change my point of view. But every night, when rehearsed, but my heart cried out for you. You lit my heart, you lit my soul. You keep my breath, you are my lover, you're my best friend. You lit my soul. My love for you is a passion. My respect for you demands. Your ageless, timeless, lace of fineness, your beauty and elegance. You're a rhapsody, comedy, you're a symphony and a play. Every love song ever knew what honey wine do you see in me? In my heart, you're in my soul. You keep my breath till I know. You are my lover, you're my best friend. You're in my soul. Your destiny divine, please pardon me, but your head is no worse free. You said to deny it by day, besides your destiny, I never seen. And there have been many offenses, many times I was weak. But I got my neck and turn around, 'cause you're the warmest thing I've ever found. You get my heart, you're in my soul. You keep my breath till I roll. You are my love, you're my best friend. In my soul, in my heart, you're in my soul. You keep my breath till I roll. You are my love, you're my best friend. In my soul, in my heart, you're in my soul. Keep my breath till I
We've seen and heard many facets of Gail's story, and by all accounts, Gail lived a successful life. The word success evokes different meanings for each of us. So often we confuse success with monetary value, material possessions. I'd like to share a poem with you that I hope will resonate with you as you think of Gail and her success in this life. It's titled She is a Success. She is a success who has lived well, laughed often and loved much, who has gained the respect of intelligent men and the love of children, who has filled her niche and accomplished her task, who leaves the world better than she found it, who has never lacked appreciation of Earth's beauty or failed to express it, who looked for the best in others and who gave the best she had. We're transitioning now to the completion of this part of our time together. It's such an honour to have been invited into this sacred space that you've all created today. Immediately following the ceremony, you're warmly invited to join Gail's family at Gail and Al's favourite local Dee Why restaurant, Stella Blue. Stella Blue is just up the street for those of you who don't know it, just about a 250-metre walk. If you can manage the walk, you're probably best to leave your cars here as parking's not great on the stand. Stella Blue holds so many special memories for Al and his family. Nick and his team have supported the MacPherson and Wilson's family in many special ways. I invite you all to spend as much time today together as you can. Gail brought you the gift of this gathering. Enjoy it as she would want you to. Sitting in this room and the rooms where you gather around the world are so many Gail stories. Well, I do hope that you continue to share these stories of Gail with each other and that you'll all leave here more deeply connected than when you arrived. Each new story that you share with Gail's family is a new memory for them to cherish and a beautiful gift that you have to offer. And just as our own family, our parents and grandparents and family gone before have passed down their stories over the years, you, Gail's family and friends, are now the keepers of her stories. You'll honour and carry Gail with you through these stories and these memories. You keep her alive in your hearts and your minds, through your tears and your laughter, and through your words and your action. It's so important that we make sure these bonds that connect us as family and friends and community are strengthened because of the fact of Gail's life and your part in it. We owe it to Gail to live our lives with purpose and intention, to take Gail's deep love for her family and her friends, her desire for simplicity, to not want for much, but to be so appreciative for what she had, her love of travel, her smiling nature, the way she'd put aside her own needs to do anything for those she loved. It's so important that in the midst of our sorrow, we honour Gail by living our lives fully just as she would want you to. And know that you each walk away exactly who Gail was to you, so firmly and deeply etched in your hearts. After my final words today, we'll hear a special musical tribute performed by Jeff. The words will be on the screen and you are please encouraged to sing along, to sing your hearts out for your Gail. So for those who are able, I invite you now to please stand as we say our final farewell. On the 1st of September 2025, Gail completed her life in the world as we know it. She was so deeply loved. We must trust now that Gail's physical body is at peace and that the very essence of who she was lives on. It's with broken hearts that we recognise that Gail leaves behind an enormous legacy, and it's through this indelible imprint that she left on this world and through her family and her friends that this legacy never ends. Gail, you lived a beautiful life. Everyone here is so much richer for having shared your journey, so much richer for having known you. We shall miss you dearly, but in the midst of our sadness, we give the greatest thanks for you. We thank you for being our wife, our mother, our grandmother, our family, our friend. Happy with the life you were living, for always finding the joy. Thank you for your friendship, your devotion, your cuddles and your kisses. Thank you for your love. Thank you for being in our world. We are better people because of you. You have changed our lives in the very best of ways, and we will carry you with us for the rest of our days, and we will love you forever.
There was sunshine on a cloudy day. She was cold outside. She was the month of May. I guess you would say, what can make me feel this way? Gail, talking about our lovely Gail. I got so much honey, bees envy me. Got a sweeter song to sing than the birds in the trees. I guess you would say, what can make me feel this way? Gail, talking about our lovely Gail. I don't need no money, no fortune, no fame. I got all the riches, baby, one man can claim. I guess you would say, what can make me feel this way? Gail, talking about beautiful Gail. We love you, Gail.
When you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to make your way back. Really, no, two. Oh, well, Nick got the other side, Beautiful. Very good. Beautiful. Snap, I like his movement. Always around me.